Thank you for joining us now. Let's get talking now. Nigeria's equities market on Wednesday closed further in the red zone by 1.8%. Its third consecutive decline this week. Investors have since this month been taking profit-taking on some counters that had appreciated this year. This month, the market has decreased by 2.24%. Now, the Nigerian Exchange Limited and equities market capitalization decreased from preceding day's high of 54,035.35 point and 29.43 trillion respectively to about 53,018.97 point and 28.882 trillion naira. Meanwhile, the year-to-date return settled at 2.75%, while the stock market have advanced by 1,423.31 basis points since the start of the year. Well, let's take a look at the market breadth now. The market breadth closed negative as WAPIC led about 11 gainers and 14 losers, topped by Airtel Africa at the end of trading sections on Wednesday. So let's take a look at the top 5 gainers and the top 5 losers for the day. If you look at the WAPIC mutual benefits, insurance, and you have CWG, Etana Oil, and Cooties all top the 5 gainers for the day. And flip to the other side now, you have Airtel Africa pulling the index down there, losing about 10%. That's about 147.90 kobo at the end of Wednesday's trading section. Keja Hotel and Multiverse in the red on Wednesday. So let's get talking now. Mr. Abidemi Oguntuashe is head of operations and trading at Park Securities. He joins us virtually now. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Frank.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, and good to see you after quite a long time. Let's talk about the market now. Since the beginning of the second quarter, just about 1 week alone, or 3 trading section, we've seen the market decline by about 2.27%. Just in 1 week. Talk to us about this sentiment that we are seeing in the market recently.
Okay. Well, as you have said, the weekly index for the week, the index has lost about 2.7%. And if you take a cautionary look at yesterday's trading, you are comparing that the gainer, top on the gainers list was WAPIC, Mutual Benefit Computer Warehouse Group. But when you look at the other side, top on the decliners list is Airtel. If you look at the size of Airtel, there are some stock that anytime they lost in value, especially their share price, it affects the all share index, and that was what account for the 1.88 loss in the all share index yesterday. Because when you compare the size of Airtel with the size of all the gainers put together, the market capitalization of Airtel is about 5 trillion naira. If you compare it with all the market capitalization, if you add them together, you will notice that it's not up to half of the size of Airtel.
Now, I mean, we understand that this negative sentiment we are seeing in the market is as a result of profit taking. Talk to us about the sentiment behind this profit taking. Why are investors selling off this time? I'm not sure Mr. Oguntuashe can hear me, or I can't hear him either. But hope to get connected shortly, and we get back to conversation. But if you take a look at yesterday's market, and if you look at the trend we've been seeing in the market recently, it looks like there are other factors responsible for this decline we are seeing. So I'm aware you're there now. So talk to us about the factors responsible for this sell-off. Why do you think investors, selling off, some selling off, or why some are taking profit?
Okay, like I was explaining the other time, if you look at the year till date, you notice that the return is about 3.4%. It means that if you have bought stock X in the first trading day of this year, you have gained about 3.4 or 3.5 thereabout. Now, the loss we are experiencing this week, especially in this month, to me is as a result of so many factors. We just concluded our election. There are other issues surrounding elections on both sides. Now is we move to the era whereby we hope that all those issues surrounding the elections will be settled. You understand? So those are the factors. It's just this month and maybe from middle of last month towards the end of the month that we are experiencing a sort of sell-off in the market. And that's why I said if you look at year-to-date return, we are still standing at about 3.4%.
Okay. Okay, let's look at because so much expectation in the second quarter that by the time the result of the tier one banks that investors are expecting in the market, by the time we have that numbers hit the market, we're probably going to see a change, or maybe something that will push a support system that will push the market forward a little bit. But talk to us, what's your outlook on that with regards to the results that are expected in the market?
Okay. Well, some of the results have started coming in. At least we have seen that of Zenith, we've seen that of Stanbic, and the result has been so good. And that was why you notice that for Zenith, they declare about 2 naira 90 kobo. The same with Stanbic. Stanbic also declared 2 naira. So many of them has come in. We are expecting some other one in the likes of GT and UB and every other listed stock on the exchange. We are still expecting more, and I'm optimistic that the results will definitely come out good.
Okay, so talk to us about the second quarter. We've seen the performance of the market despite the turbulence in the first quarter. We've seen how the market, regardless of the volatilities in the first quarter, yet it still was a bit on the upbeat according to some analysts. So what will happen in the second quarter with this trend that we're seeing?
Okay, well, for between second quarter and third quarter, we can't compare the activity level to that of first quarter, because in first quarter, there's going to be expectation of corporate news, corporate action, and every other thing surrounding the market. But in second quarter, the activity level might be a bit lower compared to first quarter, which, as you have alluded at the beginning of the interview, which is what we have been seeing for some days now. So you cannot compare the activity level in the second quarter with that of first quarter.
So with that activity level, so what's your outlook for the results expected? The first quarter result in the market, because of course we should expect that. And when should we see? When do you think we can start seeing those numbers? I'm talking about the first quarter, financial report of these listed companies.
Well, the first quarter financial report will come in around May, June. That's the first quarter of this year. So obviously, some investors might position themselves towards the interim dividend declaration of some of those banks. As we have known that some banks for some years now, they have not failed to deliver both. So that is very, very key. What I would just advise investors is to keep on.
No, okay. And I would have loved to hear that that line of advice. Yes, go ahead, please. I'm aware you're back, Mr. Agutuashi. Please go ahead with that. Expert advice, or if I may call it. Okay. So I'm sure we're still having that destruction in the flow of conversations. So I would have loved to hear that advice. I mean, you were trying to talk to us about how investors should be cautious going forward. But again, let's look at some sector that are expected to drive the market in the second quarter.
Well, in the second quarter, that is also the quarter that we are expecting the new government to, a change of government to new administrations. So a lot is still surrounding our elections. So, and I believe that the more we are stable politically, the more investors will take positions in the market.
Okay. It's just about 1 hour, 30 minutes into today's proceeding already. So what's the market? What's the trend like now in terms of movement of stocks, index? So talk to us about what to expect today.
Okay, well, today is the last trading day for the week because of the public holiday of tomorrow and Monday. At the moment, the all-share index is still flat. You understand? So it's still a bit of mix. But I know it's not unusual to see a lot of sell-up in some stock in anticipation for next week's celebration. That is for those who are already, having those stock in their portfolio. I know we might see a little bit of sell-off today. So I won't be surprised.
Okay, I think we should leave it there. A bit of sell-off today. Thank you so much, Mr. Bidemi Ogutuashi. He is the head of operations and trading at Park Securities. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you've been watching Business Breakfast. Of course, we take a break now. When we return, of course, to be time to look at some of the top business headline on the show today. Please stay with us.